Hello, I'm Antonio Mora. This is the newsandnews.com Day in Brief. Today's top stories in 4 minutes. It's Monday, July 30th at 6:30 p.m. You've probably heard of Trump derangement syndrome, but there's also Trump can do no wrong syndrome. And according to the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, therapists in the U.S. are seeing more of what they're calling Trump anxiety disorder. There's also my current malady, Trump fatigue syndrome. I've probably been suffering from it for a while, but it got worse last night when I realized that all but one of the stories in our top news category began with Trump this and Trump that. Today isn't much better. Trump repeats his threat to shut down the government in a budget fight over getting tough on immigration. Trump is unlikely to agree to a Mueller interview. Trump accuses journalists of being unpatriotic and of putting the lives of many in peril. Trump meets with the new Italian leader, and Trump says he's ready to meet Iranian leaders without preconditions. Rudy Giuliani didn't help the fatigue by giving interviews to just about everyone, saying he's not sure collusion is a crime and that there was no planning meeting of top Trump campaign officials before the infamous Trump Tower meeting with Russians. I know it's hard to keep this all straight. The big question is why Giuliani and Chris Christie have suddenly stopped just denying there was any collusion and started saying that even if there were collusion, it's not a crime. That's definitely a change in messaging. If you're a Trump supporter, all the activity is a good thing, evidence that this is a president who's working to fulfill his promises. If you're a Trump opponent, you may be suffering from Trump anxiety precisely because he's trying to fulfill his promises. And then there are those of us who are trying to keep track of what's going on and provide readers and viewers with context. We're exhausted. In fact, many of these tales are full of sound and fury signifying nothing, as are the discussions about them on Outrage TV. Unfortunately, all the sound and fury obscure the important stories, including Iran. Trump seems to be following his North Korea playbook. Just as he did with Kim Jong-un, he insulted and threatened the Iranian mullahs, only to now signal his willingness to talk. Let's see how Iran's leadership reacts. Now our alternate universes segment, the great divide between conservative and liberal media. If the liberal TV networks can step back from speculating ad nauseum about the Mueller investigation, I bet their pundits will show outrage over Trump's offer to meet with Iran, even though many of them supported then-candidate Obama's diplomacy when he suggested doing the same thing. I'll also bet you that the same conservative commentators who were outraged about Obama proposing unconditional talks with Iran will now support Trump's break-the-mold diplomacy. As you can see, I'm also suffering from pundit fatigue syndrome. In other news, jury selection begins in the Paul Manafort trial on Tuesday. A filing on Monday by prosecutors claims Trump's former campaign manager made more than $60 million as a consultant in Ukraine and failed to report at least some of it. An independent international investigation on the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 470 issued a very extensive report that is already proving controversial. The report plays down the possibility of a rogue pilot, suggests the plane might have been hijacked, concludes the jetliner broke into pieces, and in the end, provides no real answers. USA Today was forced to retract a story that CBS had suspended Les Moonves over sexual harassment allegations, but the Tiffany Network is hiring outside counsel to investigate his behavior. Finally, we have a thought-provoking piece about how facial recognition technology could be great at finding criminals and terrorists, but also how it is raising some serious alarms. You can find all those stories and much more updated around the clock 7 days a week on newsandnews.com, where you will find all you need to know in one place. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the right of your screen just below this video, and please follow us on Facebook at Real News and News, and follow me on Twitter at AMoraTV. I'll see you again tomorrow.